edition of AM Cafe. I am Abayomi Adeyemi, and I'll be your anchor for today's program. Well, today's program is going to be an exciting one because we'll be talking about something that is actually affecting the whole country. I mean, the nation at large, which is flooding. Something that is affecting the whole of the nation right now, and it's flooding. That's what we're talking about today. And I am not here alone. I'm here with my guest. He's an engineer and he's the director of flood control and engineering service. He's an engineer Kamardin of Desomi. He's going to help us talk and expatiate more on flooding, causes of flooding, and the techniques that we can use to tackle flooding. Exactly. We have about 21 states that has been, about 21 states that this flooding is, has been presumed that it's going to be affected. But first, let's talk about the Borno flooding. The Borno flooding took place in September 2024 in Borno State, Nigeria, after the collapse of the Alau Dam. The Alau Dam started to fracture and eventually burst its banks, triggering flash floods that caused the submerging and devastating of low-lying communities in the state. The Maiduguri and the Jere local government areas were particularly affected, according to the National Emergency Management Agency. Over 70% of the residents in Maiduguri were displaced. Well, our guest, Engineer Kamardin Resami, good morning, sir.
Good morning, dear.
Yes, sir. And how are you feeling today?
Fine.
Okay, that's good. Just like I said, we'll be talking about flooding. Just about some weeks ago, something happened in Borno State, Maiduguri, and the Jere local government area, where the dam actually got busted. But now, engineer, you as an engineer and a technocrat in the system, what do you think could have been the cause of the busting of the dam?
Thank you. Good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
The collapse of the dam could be linked to, let's say, recklessness of the managers of the dam, because everything has a level. The water level has to be maintained. If noticed that the level is getting higher, systematic release of water is supposed to flow. It is supposed to open the way, the dam, so that there will be corresponding discharge. As inflow into the dam, there must be corresponding discharge from the well of the dam, so that there won't be any overflow. And what really happened at that place is that it was overflow, because when the embankment is always made of hard materials, sand. So when it is highly saturated and it overrun, definitely it will give way, and that is what happened in Borno. Though the way the storm water, the flood still lasting in Borno, still show the government's laxity in opening their parts, their water parts. I didn't mean that the waterways had already been opened. The retention time will not be as high as that. Under 2 days, everything supposed to. We had the experience in Osun State, and it was not much felt. We experienced collapse of Lake 264, and it couldn't last 3 hours before it ran out. So we had the experience, and it was neat because the part is already opened.
So we should say it's because of the nonchalant attitude or carelessness of managers.
Yes, the carelessness, let's put it.
Or should we say it's also a result of excessive or continuous rainfall?
And that is the main cause. We are not God. We cannot control the quantity of rain that will fall, but we can prepare so that the effect will be minimal.
Engineer, what exactly are the causes of flooding? Now I'm not talking about the Borno. Yeah. Now, generally,
one of the causes is heavy downpour. Heavy downpour, spontaneous fall. The heavy downpour, the fall that is expected to last, the quantity that's supposed to spread like 5 hours and rain just for 30 minutes. So what's supposed to take the volume that's supposed to go out moderately in 6 hours, but reduced to last 3 hours, but for everything within 30 minutes, definitely the surface that will accommodate it will not be enough. So it will flood everywhere. That one is one. Another one is long time of raining. You know, there was a period we do have experienced 7 days of raining. And when the land, every sand is saturated, the land will not be able to absorb more water. So everything will remain in the surface. And any accumulation definitely will restore to flooding. That is another thing. Another, the causes of it is the way we manage our environment. The attitudinal response of the people to the environment, blocking of the water paths, dumping of refuse, indiscriminate dumping, so to say, farming along the water paths, be it fish pond or all sorts of things. Because when people are constructing all this business, they are only after their wish. So they can, even when anybody discover that the quantity of water in the pond is not enough, it can obstruct totally the flow, so that everything will just be flowing to this pond. Another thing is the art of erecting structures on the floodplain. The floodplain that's supposed to be used for dry season farming. If you have your building there, even when the rain is not too much, you still feel it, because the floodplain will always remain saturated every time. So any slight flow into the area, definitely it will cause flood. So those are the area, and we thank God for the kind of environment where we are. We don't have much of all these natural disasters. So
you see, just like you said, you know, there are some people that they know that this area is a swampy area. It's an area filled up with water.
Yes.
And they will still go there to erect their building.
That is what I'm.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you have some word, if you watch to them. I mean, for them.
By the time, in the course of operation, we do meet such people. Some even comes to complain that their area is flooded, their house is this and that. But while we get to the place, we do tell them that, sorry, you cannot be staying here forever. You have to relocate. We have series of areas that you will even imagine that why people having their structure within this place. And the dangerous aspect of it is that if the rain starts by the midnight, you know, we are in Nigeria.
Exactly.
When the rain starts, NEPA will take light. And if there is flooding, the victim will not know the perfect direction to turn to. And if one mistakenly turns to the direction of flow, it will just carry the person away. So that is why it is dangerous to have any public or private structures within the plain and the floor part, and the valley. You know, the valley always there to receive runoff from both sides. So it is advisable when you want to have your structure it is very, very best to consult the experts. Approach the government ministry. We have a series of agencies and the ministries that are dealing with such. They will give one direct instruction on what to do. And another major cause of the flooding nowadays is the effect of climate change. And that one too is as a result of human activities. Because before even while we were growing, the layman, the lay farmer, the local farmers can predict the pattern of rain. They will tell you so period it will rain, so period it will rain. If you want to fast between so, they will tell you in so months there will be 7 days of raining, and everything will come to pass because the climate was a bit stable then. But in the advent of development and the pollution of the environment, everything radically changed. Since I was born and brought up in Osogbo, anytime we are having Osun festival, if at all it will be a slight downpour, we'll definitely experience it on that day. But this Osun that just celebrated, it was as dry as anything. And that was the first experience I had.
Ever since it was
born. So it was as bad as that. And until we try to change our environment, the environment will be hostile to us.
So what you're saying is, the way we treat our environment could either make us have downpour or not to have downpour.
Yes. It's hotter is consequential flow. Before we have the dry period within the rainy season, everybody knows. But it wasn't like that before. Now, it wasn't like that again.
Because we're supposed to have, the rainy season was supposed to be, I think, between April to September, right?
It's to September, and there are times they call August break.
Okay.
So not August break. Even in this time we're supposed to be experiencing heavy downpour. That will be tending towards the close of the rainy season. But everything we cannot just predict anything perfectly nowadays because everything has been altered. So when it wants to dry, it will dry abnormally. When it wants to rain, it will rain more than necessary.
Okay, to our viewers at home, if you are just joining us, what we've been talking about is flooding, flood alert and flooding. And our guest that's been speaking with us since is Engineer Kamarudin Odesomi, the Director of Flood Control and Engineering Service. He is the one that's been talking to us about flooding and how we can actually, stop this flooding and what we can do to make sure that our environment, our community is not being flooded away. Engineer, we've talked about the causes of flooding. Yeah. We've talked about all this. So now, what are the effects of flooding?
The effect is around us, and it's what we see every year and there. And one, you see what is happening in Borno.
Yes.
The businesses are disrupted, the movements, all other activities are stopped. And people are wallowing in abject poverty now. Because I could see a lot of big stores with flowers, all this and that. You see, all this material doesn't have anything to do with water except in their production. But they are soaked.
Flowers, rice,
so they are at loss. is that the loss of lives, and that is the main thing. The loss of lives, the loss of property, the loss of farmlands, impaired to the movement of people and Ebola. So all sorts of things are attached to it. Degradation of lands. Go and see all these infrastructures. Even the road are the one that is most affected. See what is happening to see highway, but no. So it's being constructed with several billions of naira. It was once a way, just in a day, to let you know that the consequence is more than the approach. It's more expensive than the proactive approach that the government is supposed to put in. And that is why I have to give kudos to the government of Osun State. So we don't wait till anybody preaches to us. It's all year-round program for Osun State. We are out opening all the waterways in Osun State.
So, sir, you mean this flooding that happened in Maiduguri is something that they could have actually avoided?
Definitely, even if it has to be, it's a natural disaster. If it has to happen, it will be minimal. Minimal. It won't be as much as it is causing all this and that. And we turn the whole state into beggar, where people are donating money to it. And we thank God for the kind of governor we have here. We are house. Even people will be calling you at all time that, sir, if this opening of waterway dredging has not been done, one will not know where the whole family will be. And give kudos to Mr. Governor. He's the one doing the wonders.
Okay, all right. Now, so thank God for our dear state, Osun State, and thank God for our governor, and also you, the director of the department. Thank God for all of you. I mean, for putting in more work in assuring or in saying that that our dear state is not being flooded away. Now, what are the techniques that you've put in place, or what are the techniques that we can put in place to avoid flooding?
The major techniques is for everybody to be vigilant, to be environmental friendly. Don't dump levies on the water course. Wherever you notice any levies in your drains, the drains within the community, try to pick one or two things, and you need to use your survey to the city, do it regularly. On the part of government is sensitizing the public on what to do and what to do. And the major one is the opening of waterways. We move around all the streams and rivers within the state to dredge them. And another major thing that we identify as being the cause of flooding at times is the blockage of the culverts. So as we are moving, as we are doing all this work, we employ people to remove all this clog. And that one is manual. We employ the service of skilled labor to do that, so that there will be perfect flow. And all the major streams or rivers that are receptacle to all this flow, or all this runoff, we make sure that we work on it to be as early as possible, so that we'll be able to accommodate more runoff, so that the community will be at ease. And that is the approach we employed.
Thank you. Well, sí àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń bẹ nílé, ohun tí a ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ní àti àárọ̀ ni òjò àrọ̀rọ̀dá àti àgbàrá tó ń gbé nílé lọ, òun là ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bí a ṣe lè ṣe tí àgbàrá òfin ní gbà nílé lọ, kí lóhun tí a lè ṣe, kí ló yẹ kí a ṣe. A sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Maiduguri, bí àgbàrá ṣe ń kó wọn nílé lọ, nípa ohun tó ṣe ní dam tí dam tó fi wó kí ni a lè ṣe tó jẹ́ pé tí irú ọ̀fìn ní ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ ohun tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa láti àárọ̀ nìyẹn. ìdí níta pípẹ́ àbá wa engineer Kamarudeen Ọdẹ́sànmí tó ń jẹ́ olùdarí flood control àti engineering service ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun láti bá a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ohun tí a lè ṣe. Bàbá wa engineer Kamarudeen Ọdẹ́sànmí a fẹ́ kí ẹ bá wa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń bẹ nílé ní èdè àbínibí wa nípa kí ni a lè ṣe àbí kí ló yẹ kí a ṣe tí a kò fi ní rí ogun àgbàrá tó ń kó nílé lọ tí àgbàrá ò fi ní kó alẹ́ lọ kí ló yẹ kí a ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ènìyàn.
ní ẹsẹ̀ púpọ̀ ní àti òkèrè lolójú díje ti mú ẹkùn sùn tá a bá kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ wò pé kí ló kọ́kọ́ fa àwọn ọ̀dá òjò tàbí òru àrọ̀dá à ń pe kìíní kan ní ojú ọjọ́ bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe ń yípo ìyẹn ní òde òyìnbó náà pè ní climate change bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe ń yí padà wọ́n padà dé rí pé ìwà àwa ẹ̀dá ló ń pa ojú ọjọ́ dà a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ohun tí ó máa tẹ́ ojú ọjọ́ lọ́rùn kí òun náà lè ṣe ohun tí ó tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn so ní ìwọ̀nba tiwa èyí táwa lè ṣe gbogbo ohun tíjọba bá ní àwọn ti fòfin dè pé ká má lò ó ṣeé ṣe nínú nǹkan amúlétutù tó jẹ́ pé ọjọ́ ti lọ lórí wọn àwọn tán fi sínú wọn ìjọba ti face wọn out ìyẹn náà ó pọ̀ láàrin àwọn tó kún bọ̀ torí tí wọ́n bá rí rà tí wọ́n bá lò mọ́ níbi kan náà máa ń kó wá síbí ìwọ́n ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé sọ bí di dumping ground so irú ìyẹn ká má ṣe mọ́ dẹ́ ká má máa sun ilẹ̀ gbogbo yẹn náà bà ojú ọjọ́ jẹ́ gbogbo mọ́tò tó bá di pé èéfín nìkan náà lè fi dá mọ̀ tí ó yọ lókèrè tí wọ́n ní lágbájá ló ń bọ̀ yẹn ká wá nǹkan sí sí ìyẹn tá bá ti lè sí yẹn ká má dàdọ̀tí sójú àgbàrá ká má kọ́lé sójú àgbàrá ìjọba ti mú ó ti gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi tó wúwo fún wa èyí tó kù ń bẹ̀ ọwọ́ ara wa ni wọ́n ní alágẹmọ ti gbé ọwọ́ ọ̀tẹ̀ àìmọ́jú àwọn alágẹmọ ti gbé ọwọ́ ọdún àìmọ́jú kò sí ní so àwa ní kí gbogbo tí ó fún wa ní àlàáfíà gbogbo kọ́lékọ́lé dẹ̀ ní ẹ fi ojú òpó omi tí ó sàn sínú ilé ẹ fi sí àdúgbò kì í ṣe pé ká fi ilé ká máa fi kanra wa sá la sọ pé gbogbo kọ́lékọ́lé ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ka ìjọba tó ń rí sí àtòlú gbogbo ó wà káàkiri ó wà níbi ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ó wà ní state ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gba ìwé àṣẹ wọ́n sì fún wa ní ìdálẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá a ṣe lè kọ́lé wa lọ́nà tí ó gbà rọ̀ wá lọ́rùn lórí ti pé bóyá omi bá ń rọ̀ tó pọ̀ tá a bá ti rí kójú sùn ẹ mẹ́jì á lọ máa dalẹ̀ gbogbo ẹni tó ń sí gbé dá oko lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ odò kì í ṣe pé ká gérèké kó ṣe pé inú rẹ̀ ní ká kókó wa tán kó ṣe pé inú rẹ̀ ní ṣé ìwọ̀n pé wọ́n ìka ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń bẹ́ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ni kì í ṣe pé ká bẹ̀ tán kó wá jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn ti ẹ̀ burú dùn àti kókó ṣé ìwọ̀n pé bí ọwọ́ báyìí ni wọ́n sì gbà gẹ̀dẹ̀ táwọn bá ti di ojú afárá báyìí kódà omi ọmọ gorí títì ni títì tí omi yóò wá gorí rẹ̀ ọjọ́ àìmọye ọjọ́ níjọba fi ṣe ọjọ́ kan lomi ò wọ̀ so kò ní dá ká ya àpá ká sì ya bàṣẹ jẹ ẹ jẹ́ ká ran ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun lọ́wọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ran ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun lọ́wọ́ ayé ìlú wa dé.
ẹ ṣé gan thank you engineer Kamarudeen and I must say you've actually spoken well and thank you for coming on our show today.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. We'll be going on a short break right now. Don't change the channel and we'll be right back.